You see, this is what I'm saying. Do you think parents should apologize to their children?
100%. But when I was growing up,
no one apologized to you, though.
yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Which time to apologize to you?
This time.
That is C.
You see, this is what I'm saying. Do you think parents should apologize to their children?
100%. But when I was growing up,
no one apologized to you, though.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Which time to apologize to you?
This time.
That is C. Let me tell you something. I think that is why we are very resilient.
It's not resilient. I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah, but if we look at it, I think the most resilient generation will end in my generation.
100%. No, dragging it.
No, not dragging.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because if your so-called mental health is in dire and destroyed by so much deep in it, so much overthinking, so much sensitivity, what can you actually face in life and succeed?
No, see, this is the issue. I always say this: your struggles and our struggles are way different. You guys will never but the issue, the thing is, we can understand your struggle. That's the thing. We genuinely can understand your struggle, and that's what draws us. We can genuinely look at our parents and say, "Nah, like my parents came here, they wanted to get me a better life. This, that, and other." Or they can recognize when they're failing, and they can recognize when, oh, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. We actually recognize what you went through. Do you get? And we talk about it amongst our peers who are also kind of in the same situation. Yeah. And we'll be like, oh, you know, my parent had to do this to get here and this, that, no. It's something that forms community. We can almost bond over it. Yeah. You man don't want to understand us. That's the issue. Because why? Because when you were growing, nobody understood you. No one understood you. There was no time for understanding. There was no time for understanding that when you're upset, because why are you being upset over that? Is there not bigger issues at hand? No one understood you, and that's the issue. No, you were not understood, and that's why you guys find it difficult to understand us, but yet we still understand you. The struggles we face are way different to you, man.
But I think that is one reason why we're here, so we can bridge the gap. So I think you guys are too sensitive. You guys overthink, and it's affecting your mental health and resilience. You think that is because we never had the space to think, to feel, or understood. Okay. Now, it brings me to the questions. How do you think my generation can begin to understand your generation more? And how do you think your generation can begin to understand why my generation think the way they do?
Difficult conversations. You have to have difficult conversations. I feel like parents are so scared to have these difficult and heartfelt conversations with their children. So it's like, oh my God, what do you mean I have to have a heartfelt conversation with my parent? Or what do you mean I have to have a heartfelt conversation with my child? Oh my God, there's no way I'm doing it. Like, that's what you man think. And also, I don't think it's entirely you man's fault. I think it's because you don't know what it feels like to have a heartfelt conversation. And I feel like as well,
from a parent to a child.
Yeah, and child to a parent. Because I feel like generally people find it hard to say when they're wrong. Generally, like they don't like to say when they're wrong. And also because, like now, who really says sorry to you when you're growing up? If someone did something, like if an adult did something to you, and you were very upset about it, who's gonna come and tell you sorry? No one's gonna tell you sorry.
They say sorry, but in a very covert way.
Do you want food? Do you want something?
They'll say, they'll be like, that's more slap I give you. Now you see the verse for them.
See what I'm saying?
So they basically say,
but that's not an apology.
The little tap I gave you, and you're still being moody over. Come and eat.
See what I'm saying? No, but that's not an apology. That is not an apology. And you lot, I know so many people that their parents do that exact same thing to them. They do that, and they carry it to their youth. And it's like, you're asking me for food. You've not even said sorry to me. I don't want to eat nothing that you've made. You can't be angry at the youth for thinking that, because you're doing that instead of you to be able to come and tell your child, I'm sorry. Why can't you not tell somebody you're sorry? Are we not like? But we will say, oh, sorry, ma. Oh, sorry, uncle. Sorry. Always saying sorry, but you man can't come say sorry to me. What? And now you want me to take food? You want me to chop food from you? I'm not hearing it. What do you mean? And then you want you're holding grudge. Why are you holding grudge? It's not that I'm holding grudge. I want an apology because that's what's going to make me feel like, okay, you've understood. Because an apology isn't just you saying it. It now shows me that you recognize that, okay, I've kind of hurt your feelings. And I'm going to come to you and I'm going to show you that I care. That I hurt your feelings. Not, do you want food? Because now you've made my belly turn. And now I don't want no food. Because you've made me upset. So now what? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. And it's because no one did it to you, man. That's why it's so difficult to have these conversations. Parents need to recognize when they're wrong and children need to recognize when they're wrong. They need to understand that their parents never had that when they were growing up, and their parents need to understand that that's a change that they need to make before having children. Or sometimes, maybe not even before. Sometimes it's all right to do it during. There's always a trial with every child because every child is different. So there's always going to be that trial period. But I can't like everyone. You might need to start realizing that it's actually okay to say sorry. It's actually okay. Like, it's not gonna kill you. No one's gonna go and chop your knees off because you said sorry. We're not asking you to beg for forgiveness. We're not asking you to get on your knees and be like, I'm so sorry, my child.
But sometimes it seems like because in defense of my generation, right? We don't have money for raising children. So sometimes we will make mistakes. I can say that with my full chest.
Yeah, but making mistakes
sometimes
is okay,
we make mistakes, and sometimes we might not always get it right. But speaking for myself, and I think most of the parents, they do things from a place of genuinity and love. It might not be delivered in the way you guys will expect it because of the society you were raised, but ultimately, I think that is where the disconnect and the gap is. We do it out of love, and we do not expect you guys to receive it differently. But I think where the gap is that you guys receive it differently from how we actually intend it. And so you're right. There is quite a bit of shame, I think it is, or whatever it might be, where parents don't want to have like heartfelt or deep conversations with their children. However, I also think, when children start growing, the parents should grow with them. So the way you deal with your child when it's 5 is different. When they get to 10, it's different. You get to 15, it's different. They are growing, you're growing with them. So the way you deal with them, the way you approach them, the way you have discussions with them, it starts to change over time, just as they grow. Especially when you are actively involved in your children's life, you grow with them, you pay attention to their changes, and you understand their emotions. Like me personally, I can understand where something upsets a child. It is right. Sometimes I would not come to tell you sorry. Why? If I think that thing you're absolutely wrong, and whatever you're feeling is negative and does not even fall in line with what you have done, like you're not acknowledging how wrong a decision you have made on certain things, and you've got consequences for it, and you're not moody for a long time, and I can see a change in your mood, a change in your body language, probably because that thing happened. In that kind of case, I'm not going to apologize to you.
Yeah, but it's not. No, but see, it's not about apologizing for disciplining your children in general. No, it's certain instances, as if like now, let's say someone's youth was meant go. What can I say, like certain every kid does like detentions. Okay, you're now telling your youth, if you keep getting detentions and you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to grow up to be a delinquent. You keep missing lessons, you keep doing this, you're going to grow up to be a delinquent. You need to stop.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is, though. You're going to grow up and be a delinquent. But if the child is doing detention, and then this is why last week you were doing that thing because of that, and then the other month you were doing this, and now it's because of this, and they've got no correlation, by the way. You guys are bringing every single thing that happened in the last 15 years of my life. I'm bringing it in, and every single time.
Like Spider-Man.
And this is the issue, things that you said that you forgave me for, you're still bringing them up. So now is that not good? Because your generation love doing that, you know. Oh yeah, I forgive you, it's fine. I forget about that. Then you'll now bring every single thing I knew. Some things I even forgot I did. You're bringing it.
Why did you do it in the first place?
See what I'm saying? Why did you do it in the first place? Well, you forgave me though. So why you bringing it up?
I forgive you, but it's in that instance, what personally, why something like that might happen if I'm the parent in that instance is if there's a pattern. Because you see, I as a parent can read patterns of my children and I read it over time by understanding them. If you do things that are very correlated in different ways and there's a pattern to it, I can read it. So if you did something 2 months ago and you did something a month ago, they might be two different things, but they have the same principles in those two things. And you do it the third time. So it might be three different things, but they all have the same principles. Then I will take your memory back and say, you done this at that time, you did this, and now you are doing that. And you'll be like, well, that's a different thing. I said, no, but it's the principles behind it, the intention behind it, so all the principle and intention, they match.
See, this is what I'm saying, though, the double standard is just absolutely bewildering right now. Because now,
what is double standard?
That same child was to go and tell their parents, oh, but you did this last time, you said this last time, you always say that. When do I say that? Why are you keeping it? You're mad. You told me that. Why are you keeping grudge? You know, you should never keep grudge against your parents.
We are the parent now.
See what I'm saying, though? I'm the parent, you're the child, and that's the dynamic. But then, what happens now when that child turns 25 and has 25 to 30, has their own needs, and you're still doing the same thing? That's why it's important to have conversations before that it gets to that point. Because once it gets to that point, you're going to be wondering why you don't talk to you no more. Why you ain't sending you money no more. Because why? Because you didn't give them the time, you didn't give them, they've grown now. They've built their own family, they don't care about you. It's not like they don't care. You're forcing them to love you from a distance. You're forcing them, because then you're going to be upset. Why are you not including me in your wedding planning? Why can I not be there when your child is born? Why can I not come and see your child, this or that? Of course they can't, because the way you treat me, I don't want you to be around my child if you're going to treat me like that. What? And then now that then the divide comes, and now you're both looking at each other and you're thinking, hey, I don't know how we got here, because a couple years ago when I was 5 years old, me and you were best friends, and now look at us, because you're choosing not to have these difficult conversations. That's the issue. You're choosing to not say, okay, that time, okay, I'm sorry. I can't lie. You're a child. You'll forever be a child in your parents' eyes, and I hear it. But once you clock 20, 30, I can't lie. You're talking to an adult now at the end of the day. You are talking to an adult. You have to learn. You might have to learn still. Can't lie.
I hear what you're saying.
Gucci, Fendi.